I'm Sarita.
I'm Nikki.
And we're your favorite sisters. And welcome to our YouTube channel.
Welcome back if you're returning.
We're so happy that you're here.
So, we want to talk about what's happening, what you can expect this May.
Y'all see what we doing? We actually doing what we said. We are going to do what we said, y'all. Listen. Ooh, let me fluff my hair.
You looking cute, sister.
Thank you, sister. You too.
Thank you.
But this hair was giving flat on this side. But anyway, we are going to follow through, y'all. We are going to talk about books. Nikki's going to make some drinks.
Side eye.
We are going
I don't know when I agree to that.
It's about time. Okay, it's about time. So what we decided to do was we're going to tell you what this month is about for us, what it means to us, and why we are doing it, okay? First of all, y'all see these?
Ain't that cute? Aphrodisiac. Thank you, Tia.
Thank you, Tia. Miss Tia Love.
Thank you, Morgan. Aphrodisiac store.
Listen. You guys, she has a fabulous Patreon.
You should
She
definitely
is
go
really putting up
subscribe.
so much content. So if you have not,
This is a limited time sweater. There's going to be a lot of limited time things. So if you want
limited edition, I believe.
limited edition, thank you. So if you're going to want in on that action, you definitely need to join her Patreon.
Period.
I will link it in the description down below. So this month, the theme in the library
is sisters before misters, honey. Period. What we're going to be talking about is we all know that we love a good book day, right? Like we love them. They be hood. They be romantic.
They be giving.
Like we love that, right? But what about the women that they love? What about the women that they bring that energy to?
We never talk about the women we love that capture our hearts and that we want to emulate, like
or
nothing.
embody, right?
Yes,
like,
or their essence. Like we never talk about the baddies that do it on their own and then find someone to compliment them.
yes.
So this month we want to focus on women, on the women that inspire us, the women that we love, the women that we love to hate and would knock out on sight. It's all about the girlies.
It's all about the girlies, baby. It is our time to shine. So let's get started on how this all came about for me and Nikki. Me and Nikki, we're just two black girls, like that really liked shows when we were younger. We like to, but there weren't a lot of books, right? Like I wasn't reading. Not that there wasn't a lot of books. It's just I was not a reader back in the day. So I more or less just watched TV. And it was all about the representation for me.
Right.
Like I watched everything, but I really was drawn to the things that look like me.
Right. And it wasn't easy to find things that look like you, especially not in the things that interested us. So this geeky nerd thing we have going on, that's
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
always been
Nah,
us.
baby, I ain't never been a nerd.
Oh, that's a fair point, real mate. I'm more the nerd, she's more the geek.
I'm a
fair,
geek, but I ain't
fair.
never been no nerd.
Fair. But anyways, this has always been us. Like anime, comics, superheroes, karate movies. Like that's always
what
been
we
our
like,
thing.
right? Like we really enjoy the rah-rah of it all. Like that's what we like. So growing up, there was not that much black girl anime. There wasn't any black anime period that I can remember. And we real with it. Like we back down to Yu Yu Hakusho. Okay.
Inuyasha.
Like we remember Sailor Moon type stuff. Like we are old.
We was ready to risk it all for the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
That
Baby. So at the end of the day, this ain't new to us, honey. We are here, but we are all about the Marvel universe. We love the DC universe. And there was not that much for us. We had Storm.
Always had Storm.
And Storm represented for us, okay?
Storm was out here being a whole goddess, baby.
I mean, a whole ass African goddess, okay? We had Storm. Not to say that we didn't like the other characters, but it was just nice to see someone that was like, oh, and then to be the most powerful, honey, to wield
The elements.
the elements, baby. Who fucking with you? Nobody.
And I'm talking old school X-Men, okay? Like comic books come to life X-Men. When Jubilee was on the scene, X-Men, okay?
Yes,
like
Rogue, we see you, baby.
giving. And it was so nice to see this beautiful Black woman be powerful and like be a class 5 mutant, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They don't always give her the respect she needed, that she deserved, but that's a class 5 mutant, baby.
And she had an accent. I mean, she was everything, right? And she
later embraced her African heritage, like she wasn't whitewashed.
And later on in the series, she brought her nephew. So that's was the time that we got to see like Storm's Black family, right? So anyway, let's move forward. All right, we also got to see the living singles. We got to watch some more like Sister.
Yes.
The Parkers, Moesha, like those things started to come on the scene, right? And they were exciting. We were happy because we were seeing us, and we were funny, and we were talented, and we were bombed,
and we were gorgeous, and we weren't just the funny sidekick.
No, it was about you, like. You were it, you know, and the outfits, the hair, like it was nothing but us, and it was nice, right? Like, and when I really think back, like I really wish I was a reader at that time because I know there was stuff there, but where was it? Why wasn't I reading?
Right?
Like, why wasn't I reading? So those were characters that were really important to us. Like one of my shows that I love so much, y'all, it was Gargoyles. I cannot remember her name. Was it Morgana?
No,
it wasn't. I cannot think of her name, right?
I'm gonna put it down below because it's gonna irritate me until I remember.
Listen, but you guys, you could not tell me she was not Black, right?
When they made her human,
but
that was crazy.
That episode hurt this little brown girl because I was like, "What? Oh my gosh!"
Crazy.
But I just automatically.
But I know Goliath was a Black man too. I just know.
I just automatically assumed, right? Like that's what we. But as
it was
a
like
child,
Shigo.
That's what you do. But I always thought Shigo was black. But she's definitely white. Just didn't get some.
Really?
Because I looked it up today. Homegirl was not giving chocolate.
You couldn't tell me she wasn't
We just
black.
wanted her to give that. And then it was like, Girlfriends. But those shows were like pretty grown up for us to be watching at that time. But I mean, when here we are. So fast forward to our reading life, y'all. Nikki was a reader. Like, I was not. My sister wanted me to read so much, y'all. So much. But I was a single mom. I was working. I was going to school. Like, I didn't have time. I had 3 kids that wanted my attention. And I was like, okay, Nikki, you know what? I'll try. She was like, okay, sister, I got something for you. The girl got me the CDs of Twilight. Yes, y'all, the CDs, like you could put them in your car and play them. She wanted me to be an audio girly so bad. So my addiction started with Nikki.
I forgot about that.
Yes.
I don't mess with Twilight anymore. I'm in a different stage than I was at 18. But at the time, die hard Team Jacob, okay? And that also plays a heavy part into why I love triangles. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, annotation, I was in that reading sphere hard in my teenage years. That's crazy. Yeah. Memories. I was obsessed with Twilight for a point. Oh,
but she read so much, you guys, but it was all white romance. And again, ain't nothing wrong with it. But that's all it was.
Yeah, I didn't even truly think there was anything else out there. And I mean, I'm not just reading romance. I read science fiction. I read aliens. Like, I was reading everything. But the stuff that was being circulated and talked about and, like, recommended to me was always white. Like, right writers, right stories, right romance, right whatever.
And you have to imagine watching TV, it's still all white. Like everything is white. Even like, we really liked like the As Told by Gingers.
That show was revolutionary because they changed their clothes, right?
People don't realize that hits different when the cartoons change.
They changed their clothes, and it was always cute little teeny bopper. Like that hit different. But even then, Miranda and Courtney, put a picture somewhere, it was like the black girl sidekick.
Yes, it was never that. Even down to, I love Daria. Watch it all the time. Daria had 2 black characters. They were not main characters, but she was like really smart and he was really smart. He was the football player. And like, I loved when they had those cameos. Like, it was really cool, right?
Yes, and they had it so together. Like, they weren't the stereotypical of what was being pushed.
But she had braids, baby.
She did have braids. But it wasn't the stereotypical of what was being pushed to us at that time in our lives. So every time you came on, you wanted to know what new committee she was in, like what she was pushing for. It was always so cool. You know, Tracee Ellis Ross voiced her.
I didn't know that.
I learned that a few months ago.
I mean, Homegirl was like Black Girls of America because like she was gonna be somebody's first lady, if not the president herself. Like that's how on top of her game she was. And then if we travel back to Clueless, we had Dion and Dion's fabulous fashion
was everything.
And Murray, like they were just perfect, right? But they were side characters.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's what we mostly seen. Not saying that there was not, but that's what we seen.
Right.
So, you know, as time is going on.
Oh, you know who else I used to really rock with? Sorry. Number 5 from
Oh, yes, the Kids Next Door. Yes.
That girl had me wanting hoops so bad.
Yes, and she was with her long braid. But even Gerald from
Hey
Arnold, he was cool, but he was a side character, but he was a main character as well. So
he just was like a cool dude.
He was
focusing on the
cool.
girls, but he really was just a cool dude. Susie Carmichael
motherfucking Carmichael was bomb, baby. Susie was bomb. Her parents were doctors. Like Susie really had it going on, okay? And she didn't take Angelica mess.
It didn't give like the Cosbys.
Period.
It gave like real thing. Her and Angelica were so combative, and she never backed down. She never lost who she was. Like we were starting to move in the right direction as far as TV goes at this point.
Yes. And now if we really were to think about like all the different shows that we love now. Like me and Nikki, when I say that we geeks, baby. Like we with the Flash, okay? We with Arrow. We like are really geeky.
Yes.
It's not a pretend thing for us. It's real.
Literally, we didn't start watching the Flash, right? We were originally hardcore Arrow fans. And it just was one of those random Sharia's off days. We planned to binge watch something. And in Flash, it was just like, okay, let's just give it a try. Remember he had a cameo last year, you know, that sort of thing.
He's cute.
You know, and I was like, who's this black girl? Okay, Iris, living it.
And it took me a minute to realize Iris. And I was like, wait, Iris? Yes, like
give it all. And
it was so awesome.
It was truly life changing because not even her just being the main character. Iris West is a badass. She's intelligent. She's at that time one of the only characters who didn't have powers, but that didn't take away from her. She was tough. She got nitty and gritty. Like she
and her
was
father
everything.
Took Barry in. So you got to see this black man raising this white boy and raising him up, and then him being a detective. Like it wasn't just like
there was so many layers.
It was so many layers, and he was a single father, and Iris
Barry
was just
Allen. Love Iris West.
When you talk about baby, it was him and her for me. Iris is so bomb, but then it just seemed like it just started happening. Like more and more. So flash forward now to, you see how I did that? Flash up. Now we're going to talk about our reading lives, right?
I'm sorry. Before we jump there, I want to talk about The Little Mermaid.
You guys, it's so awesome.
Isn't she just, and she's just
and
so gorgeous.
She's beautiful and she's sweet. I don't know her, but I just feel like she's a sweet girl. I feel like she's kind and she's loving and she is so deserving.
I cannot wait to see that movie at the end of the month.
She is so deserving of everything. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to come back and talk about it with y'all. Period.
Sorry, go ahead, sister.
So again, I did not read. I wasn't a reader. Nikki was, but she kind of fell off a little bit. So at a point in time, I was like, you know what? My daughter is a teenager and she's just doing her own thing. And I'm like, I want something with her. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start a book club. Girl, it was a book club of 3. 1, 2, 3. Me, Nikki, and my daughter. And that's how Babes and Books was born. Okay? That was it. Like, and we couldn't stop. Each of us got to pick a book. And we would have like little meetings and each of us hosted. It was so fabulous. And it was so fun. And it was like, a fire had been lit in me. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I want more. I want more, right? So, you know, we're reading these books, but then it opens my eyes to wanting to read other things. But I'm just reading white romance, right? Like, occasionally I'd come across an interracial, but it was mostly just white. Baby, I was scrolling through Audible one time and I came across the most gorgeous cover. It was this fine ass black man, dreads hanging all the way past his back with this like sexy, cute little light skin nose ring having, you know, like curly blonde fro.
Short, curly blonde fro.
Just teeny, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? Who is this? Baby, that was my introduction to black romance. Y'all, I was hooked. I called Nikki. I was like, Nikki, you have to. She was like, okay, Tarita, okay. It took Nikki, what,
like 4 days. I was finishing a series.
But the fact of the matter is, the moment she hit it, she was like, oh, that's it. That's all.
I couldn't be bothered. I was getting my education. I couldn't be bothered. For me, it was kind of the same but different. It was like once we started book club, I had forgotten how much I love to read, how immersive it is, and how it just grabs a hold of you and takes you to another place. And so book club for me, the Babes in Books rekindled that fire, and it was no looking back. Like we were devouring stories just back to back to back to back to back. And it was just the craziest thing. So then she put me on to Miss Alexandria House.
Baby.
It was over.
And it was so wonderful finding her. And I thank God for the time that we did, because I didn't even know I needed it. Right? Like I didn't know how much I wanted to see me. I didn't know how much I wanted to be in these stories, how much I wanted to be loved in these stories. Like it's something to literally say you're imagining this white woman as a black woman. And like when you can just read black women.
I never did that. But for me, it was so cool not only to see myself, but be like, Unc, I know an uncle like that.
I know
a girl like that.
Yes, there was so much
because it's a culture, right?
It's a culture.
Like you can't. It's not. I don't care what no one says. It's a culture. There's certain words in the way, or the way you say it,
and that's why black narrators are so important.
Yes,
because there's a way that we would say something, and you like, I know he twisted his lips up when he did it. You just know, and you're like, oh no, she giving all the sass.
She rolling her neck and she got her finger out.
It's just something about us, right? And finding that book opened up a whole world for us. We found so many different indie authors, and it's like we can't stop, right? Like we're so invested in it.
Yes. Flash forward 2 years later, Sydney Reed was born.
You guys, and even if we Babes in Books now has 7 members.
Yes, our physical book club grew.
Like, and it's just wonderful getting to talk about books with people. And Sip and Read was born, y'all, and it can't like stop. Like we don't want to stop. Like we love reading, we love talking books with everyone. All these different, we've met so many different book bloggers,
many amazing
and
people,
readers, and
so many authors. Like, just people that you can't tell me real connections can't be made online. Like
it's not true. It can.
We have made so many connections. Like our sister circle is something we always strive to make when we started Sip to Read. Favorite sisters, sister circle. Come on, keep up. And so it has grown so much, and it's truly becoming this safe place to talk about books. Rather it's something you liked about the book or something you hated about the book, like to come and be able, rather you're a reader or an author or a narrator, to come and talk about it in a safe place. And I love that Sip and Read is coming into fruition of what we always wanted it to be.
And I love the support, right? I love that we are building up these black authors. We are building up these narrators. For women like us, for girls like my daughter who didn't even know it existed, didn't know where to look for it, didn't know where to find it. So we're trying to be a hub to spread it out. Like we want nothing but to see us win. Coming all the way back down to just someone who didn't read or didn't even see us in the capacity. People cannot say that you cannot learn things from romance. I have learned so much about myself. I have learned so much about my people that I didn't even realize. Like I didn't realize that I was not truly immersed in my blackness.
Right.
And I didn't know this until I started to read and find out like, wait, oh my gosh. And it really opens your eyes. Like these black stories need to be told. Like
And I'm thankful because I love to consume it.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I mean, and it opens up your mind to so many different things. Like just to so many different people. I would have never thought I could meet people online and hang out with them and just enjoy
and have
them.
a true bond,
like a true connection. Like
true connection.
People have visited us and we visited them. Like we've become friends. Like real life connections have been made. And I mean, you just wouldn't have, you couldn't have told me this before. Like, I would have never thought that.
Yes, so for the sister circle and talking about books and having a safe place has been always what the goal was. But all the other things, like, I could never have imagined to form such amazing bonds, to have met so many amazing people. Even people we haven't physically met yet, I feel like that's my girl Pam.
Yes. Like, hey, Courtney.
I didn't say Isata. Hey, Courtney. Courtney's my girl. Isata's okay.
There's so many.
Y'all
you
know how I feel
can't
about the
even
evil
name
one.
them. There's so many, you guys. Like, we have met so many fantastic authors that have become family. A.A. Lewis and narrators. Hey, Daryl. Like, we've actually met these. I mean, we ain't even met them, but I feel like we know them.
Yes.
Like, it's been so phenomenal, you guys. Like, and they're actually just recently celebrated Black Author Day. Like, there's so much, that a world that we didn't even know existed. We would have never have even known about it. Like, to even feel proud to celebrate it.
Right, and to the point where some people are like, wow, really? That was your first Black romance? Because it's so much more than even we knew. Back when we weren't readers, we could have been reading Black books. We just didn't have access to it. So it's just been a complete eye-opener into a world that we never could have dreamed of. But now that we're here, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Anywhere, even down to the Bridgertons. Like, there's Bridgerton now. There wasn't a, like, if I've always loved historical fiction, but I would have had to have watched something that doesn't look like me. And if they do look like me, let's not, okay? So it's just wonderful. You guys, like, the world is changing. A lot is happening and it's not all good, but it's not all bad either. Like, a lot is happening. There's so much representation in this world right now that, like, for my little niece, for my daughter, things that I did not see.
Yes.
That are, even there's anime. I see some Coco girls in the anime.
Yes, there's a whole, the village in the cloud.
It's a whole village of people that look just like this.
I will say Bleach was the first anime, though, that I saw Black people.
Okay.
Yoruichi.
But we're out here. Like, things are happening, y'all. So at the end of the day, we are just going to be celebrating women all month. We're going to celebrate just us being sexy, us being confident, us being smart, us being
evil
bold,
and manipulative,
us being sassy, us being
unapologetic.
That's what it is. Us. Why not?
Us being kind, us being natured, us being forward thinkers. Black women are the dopest thing on this planet.
Blue pen,
and that's
baby.
what we're going to be talking about
all month. So if y'all want to talk about some dope ass Black girls in some books, please talk with us. Some comments, some concerns, some questions, Y'all
want
share
to hear
with
y'all
us
thoughts.
because we're still
what
doing the
was
game.
it like growing up? What were you watching? Were you a part of the culture, or did you have to find it and stumble upon it like we did?
Let us know whatever, like what shows you're watching, what shows you did watch.
What shows should we be watching? Because Sweeta don't really watch TV anymore, and I'm trying to get her back into it.
What books are y'all reading?
Definitely tell us the books.
Tell us the books. Hit that bell. Ring-a-ding-ding. Comment, like, subscribe, and share.
Quick question. Do y'all think Sarita is Gryffindor? Because when I brought out our mugs, she was like, why are you giving me Slytherin? Like, she ain't Slytherin at heart.
But why am I Slytherin, though? Bye, y'all.